A brand new show that just dropped. While the presenters play dominoes, a special guest will be discussing all topics that matter to you. Everything from judicial, legal, health, wealth. Nothing is off topic. The name, you ask me? Domino Effect. Domino Effect. Come listen. It's time well spent.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Whatever time you're watching this show, welcome. You're watching the Domino Effect Show. My name is the Padre. On my right, this is Sweet Will. On my far left, this is Eve. What's going on, fellas?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
Hey, get in there, man. Just a lot of yard work.
Yeah.
A lot of yard work.
I must admit, this is the only week I'm not going to talk about rain.
I think we're gonna have a bad winter.
I don't know, man. Hey. Oh, guys, I'm sorry. I forgot to introduce Nurse Pat on the podium here, on the table.
Oh, Nurse Pat. Why we have Nurse Pat here?
Well, anytime we need to talk about something health, something related to good life, we invite Nurse Pat. So Nurse Pat.
Y'all got jokes.
So we have just one topic that's killing a lot of people. I mean, killing, not like, I'm talking about killing people.
Absolutely.
Killing human.
Absolutely.
So I don't know if you guys are aware of that, but a lot of Haitians are dying because of this situation.
Not just Haitians, because the World Health Organization calls this the silent killer.
Okay. Do you guys know what it is?
What is it?
Hypertension.
Oh, I thought that was cancer.
No. Well, cancer will be another time.
Hypertension.
But hypertension is the one.
For those that don't know, hypertension is just high blood pressure. But the medical term of it, the medical term of it is hypertension, which is high blood pressure. And it's just basically, how do they measure your blood pressure? That's his turn. There's like an upper number and a lower number. The upper number is the force that your heart exerts as it pushes out oxygenated blood to the rest of your body and to your organs. The lower number refers to your heart resting in between beats. So your heart works and your heart rests. Now, hypertension occurs because the blood that's being pushed out from your heart, it's being pushed out from these tubes that we call vessels, that we call arteries. But hold up.
No, that's his turn.
Why you play twice?
No, I played here. He played for me.
Okay.
Relax, dude.
So with that being said, the pressure that goes through these arteries, sometimes the heart exerts too much pressure, the arteries start to weaken, and the arteries get these little holes. And if you're somebody with high cholesterol, your bad cholesterol can deposit little bits of plaque into these little holes, and that will cause the arteries to harden, making your heart to push out harder, faster, and there you go. There's your hypertension.
Okay.
So you talk about two numbers, the top one and the bottom one. Which one should I worry about more?
Both of them, because both of them matter. In a normal blood pressure, okay, the top number should be 120 or less. The bottom number should be less than 80. That's your normal blood pressure. Now, with hypertension, there are different levels. There's the first level. The first level that we talk about is when the upper number, which is your systolic pressure, is between 120 to 129, and the bottom number is 80. That's level 1. Level 2, you're at 130 to 139 for the upper number, and you're higher than 80 for the bottom number. Now, when you have like severe hypertension, you're at 140 plus for the top number, and you're at 90 plus for the bottom number. There's something called the hypertensive crisis, which is when the upper number is 180 and or more, and the bottom number is 120 or more. This can cause so many different things. And the reason why they call hypertension the silent killer is because with hypertension, some people sometimes, somebody's got more because I only have 6. Some people have no signs that anything is going on, and they don't know because they do not go to the doctor. Now, in order for you to be diagnosed with hypertension, a doctor needs to give that diagnosis and say, and it needs to be that your blood pressure has been consistently high over certain times. Now, with hypertension, I must say this to you, there's something called white coat syndrome. Do you know what that is?
What is that?
It's when you go to the doctor and you're already stressed out because you're at the doctor and somebody comes to take your blood pressure and all of a sudden your blood pressure's through the roof, but your blood pressure is usually normal. When that happens, you know they use an automatic machine to take your blood pressure. You should ask, can they take it manually for you? Because they have the manual cuff that they can put on and check out what your blood pressure is. So the doctor has to give you a diagnosis of hypertension. Now, I know sometimes you hear that being hypertensive, it runs in your family.
Does that mean you get different numbers if they do it?
Yes, because the manual is more accurate. The machine is just calculating it. When I say the manual is more accurate, when they put that cuff, it's actually somebody that puts their stethoscope that's listening, and they're pumping it up. It is a more accurate number. Okay.
A lot of doctor's appointments, that's how they do it.
Now, Nurse Pat, let me ask you a question. I know a lot of people probably watching this thing and says, okay, these guys probably talking a lot of junk with this lady. What qualifies you as somebody that can come and sit down and talk to us about this?
Somebody that could come and sit here and talk to you guys at this table? Well, I have over 20 years of nursing experience.
Okay.
And currently I work as the lung screening nurse navigator for a lung screening program. It's for programs with people it's for people who smoke, who actively smoke. And these people, they've smoked for more than a certain number of pack years. A pack is like 20 cigarettes. Some people smoke like 1 pack of cigarette a day over the course of 20 years. That would qualify them to be a part of that screening program. So when I went to nursing school, another thing they taught us is to be advocates for the patients. And then talking about patient advocacy, they teach us to do the first step in prevention is educating the public. So you educate the public, you let them know what's going on, you let them know what's out there so that they can take steps into not getting hypertension, and if they do, how they can manage their hypertension. Okay,
so I have a question for you. What could cause high blood pressure?
A lot of things. Sometimes it's genetics. It can run in your family. Other times it's your diet. One of the things that people don't pay attention to is the sodium level. Like you could see that you're working 11 to 7 and you're working 11 to 7 and you take a cup of noodles, you should see the amount of sodium that it says that 1 cup of noodles has. The cans that we eat from.
What about if I overfill the noodles with water?
It's not going to help because here's the thing. What a lot of people don't understand is that the cup of noodles, it has salt as a preservative. Okay? So when I say it has salt as a preservative to keep things fresh, you know how we're all from Haiti. In order to preserve certain meats, to cure them, we use salt. So a lot of things have salt. So to manage a diet low in sodium, low in saturated fats, to also manage a diet where you have more fresh fruits and fresh vegetables, to avoid fried foods. I know we love our fried pork.
But are those some of those
these are some of the things to prevent.
Oh, so fried food is bad for...
Because then it's high in saturated fats. It's high in saturated...
Bake? If I bake my...
That's better. That's a better way to do it. But you should also watch, like, What are you eating? Are you eating lean meats, or are you eating fatty meats? Are you eating fish that's high in omega-3s, which help with the bad cholesterol? Also, if you're a smoker, stopping smoking or decreasing in the amount that you smoke. If you're a drinker, it's those are some
This
of the
drinking
things that
thing
you
is
can
gonna be a
do.
problem with my Haitian fellas, so
Next
I
part,
don't know.
I'm not gonna ask you to elaborate on all the meds that exist for
Okay.
high blood pressure.
You're
But
talking about
there's
treatment modalities.
Yes,
So,
there's
okay,
So many,
when you're diagnosed with hypertension, depending on the level that you're at, if you are at stage 1, stage 2, or more than that, the doctor will decide, because there are different things that they look at. There are certain medications. Is it my turn? There are certain medications called ACE inhibitors. There are angiotensin reception blockers. There are like metoprolol is a medication that they use. Lisinopril is a medication that they use. A lot of the times, the doctor will give you a medication that will strengthen your heart to help strengthen, because your heart may be weakened. That could be the reason why you're suffering from the hypertension. Or it may be that you have too much fluid on board. So they may use, a diuretic. And what the diuretic does is it makes you pee a lot. You're always peeing, but that's not a reason for you to stop drinking water. You need to still continue drinking water to flush out toxins in your body. So they have a wide variety of medications that they can give to you. There are some medications, though, we need to pay attention to the side effects, because some of the medications, like there's one that doesn't work well with African Americans because it gives them angioedema, where their lips can swell, their tongue can swell, their nose can swell, and that can put them at risk of dying. Yeah. So there are some medications. So that's why it's good when the doctor gives you a medication, for you to look at the side effects, for you to understand what you're taking, and also for you to take your blood pressure. Because what I have here
go ahead.
is a blood pressure cuff, which they're easily sold in Amazon and in CVS, Walgreens, everywhere. So if you know you're predisposed to hypertension, you're taking medications for it, it's good for you to take your medication daily, but also to be on top of it and check your blood pressure.
how many blood pressure cuffs? Is it only one style? Or
No, there's many different ones. This one is one that goes around your wrist. There's one that you could put up here as well. There's the manual one. This one happens to be an automatic one. The minute you press start and stop, it goes and it measures it for you. But there are other ones on the market. There are cheaper ones. There are more expensive ones. There are ones that can connect to your phone and give you the information that you need.
When taking
Whose
the
turn
blood
is it?
pressure, is there a specific way you need to
Yes.
sit, stand, or have your arm? Because multiple times when I go to the doctor, they do the blood pressure.
The automated one?
Not
So-
auto, but they do it manually. But they always, even the automated one, they'll tell you like
Well-
rest your arm on the bed or whatever, on the table.
The
or either
way
or.
the
So-
way I learned to take it is that you do relax your arm. Your feet need to be flat on the floor. You cannot have them crossed. And while they're taking your blood pressure, you have your arm elevated to the same level as your heart to get an accurate reading.
Okay, now that you have the arm, is there a specific side? Is it left or right? Or
It's the left is considered closest to your heart, so it's always the left, unless you had some type of surgery and you were told not to have any blood pressures or any lab draws on your left.
okay.
Okay, nowadays we have not only elderly growing up having high blood pressure, we have younger kids who has blood pressure, especially in young black men. Most likely they're gonna say, "Oh, I don't want to take meds because there's a side effect," and one of the side effects, especially for men, it's like, "Oh, if I take blood pressure, it's gonna reduce me. It's gonna reduce
sex
my
drive?
Sex drive.
Okay.
What's your suggestion for this?
So that's a discussion that they definitely need to have with their doctors, because in terms of not taking their medications for their blood pressure because they're worried about their sex drive, there's an issue with that. The issue that I see with that is that with high blood pressure, that will.
Win, bro.
You think I'm letting him win?
Letting him win.
You're the one killing me, so I can't do anything. So the issue with blood pressure is that when you have hypertension, when you have high blood pressure, it predisposes you to other things like diabetes, like chronic kidney disease, like a stroke. We see so many young adults having strokes or having heart attacks. So they need to take care of it. And if the medication happens to affect your libido, you need to say something to your doctor and say, hey, listen, I used to have sex 3 times a week. Now I can't even get it up for once.
Some kids said they want to die. They want to have that thing die with them instead of letting them die before them. So.
Wow.
No.
Okay.
How would you?
Wow.
With Medicaid, we keep talking about medication. Now, is there another way of preventing hypertension? Is there other things that you can
Yes, there are. Oh no, there are. Because we can talk about it. Lifestyle changes that you can do in terms of your blood pressure.
Okay.
Healthy low sodium diet.
Okay.
Meaning, don't eat cured meats. Don't eat. Don't, because sometimes when you go to the store and you see they have turkey necks, they're already smoked. Smoked meats are not healthy for you.
So that means from
because they have salt.
Okay, so from my understanding, from what you said before,
because I
check it on the bag. The one on the bag.
No,
that's
I understand.
But
it's salted.
You can
do the salt.
see.
So
you can do it by yourself because I need one more.
I do smoked meat and stuff like that, but I don't.
But what she's saying is, it's
the
like those
smoked meat that's
prepackaged.
prepackaged, like
exactly.
The ramen noodles, the packets that's inside. It tells you how much sodium. Sometimes one thing of ramen noodles has 1,500 milligrams of sodium.
Oof.
For a normal human, I believe what's recommended is 2,000 milligrams of sodium. So let's say you take 2 packs of ramen noodles and you make it with the seasoning they have it. You've already exceeded your normal limit for the day.
What if you don't use the seasoning that comes with the packet? You just
but you didn't get what
they use it to preserve those noodles.
Okay.
So it's not the seasoning. It's the whole process.
Also, losing weight. If you're obese, if you're overweight, which is the first class, or you're obese, or you're morbidly obese, lose weight. Do some activity. Walk for 15-20 minutes a day. Stop smoking. Stop drinking so much. It would be like
let's say you exercise and you don't stop drinking.
My boy here, you killing him.
But I'm saying, because they're literally telling you don't live.
But here's the thing. But here's the thing.
That's not what I mean. That's not what I mean. Okay. I'm gonna take it there. Hold on.
There's some things you can't.
I'm gonna take it there.
Okay.
I'm gonna take it there
because I was about to.
The Bible says all is useful, but all is not permitted. And it says everything in moderation. Because it's not the drinking.
No spot?
Yes, I am. Oh. Yes, I am. But I got to bring it back to that discipline. Remember Daniel.
So that's why they have boys. That's why they have those what do you call it? Daniel fasting type of thing.
Well, no.
11
yes
days
and no.
of,
yes and no.
Okay, so.
But what I'm going back to, whose turn is it?
His turn.
Oh.
No spot. I have another question.
I didn't finish the question.
Okay.
So you can drink, but in moderation. In moderation, because you know how it affects you. You did that on purpose.
Well,
you try to play
the
me,
double
huh?
6, so that's
yeah,
why.
No.
You should have never shown him.
Me that no spot
exactly. No, she's the one that showed it, not me, dude.
So So it's everything in moderation, because that helps. But that physical activity is the best that you could do, and also making sure that you're watching what you eat.
Okay, that's
What was your question?
This is my
Because
question.
it seems like you coming for me.
No, this is the question that I have.
Your turn.
I have so many friends that have hypertension. I'm also hypertension.
You're hypertensive.
Yeah. My question is, you find people that say, "Oh, I'm gonna go holistic. I'm gonna go do a natural med and stop taking the pharmaceutical med."
I would say absolutely positively not, because when you stop and think about it, a lot of these holistic meds, they do interfere with other medications that you take. You need to consult with your doctor and sit down and come up with a plan, because a lot of times some of these medications that you're taking, they've reached a threshold in your body, and you cut down on those medications cold turkey, it could mean the death of you, literally.
Okay. While you're talking about the death, there's some pharmaceutical for blood pressure
That cause
you
Strokes
and all those things.
Well, here's the thing, okay? If you were to take 100 people here and give them all the same medications, because we have different genetic makeup, the medication will affect each and every single one of us in a different way. I look at it this way. I take the medications that my doctor prescribes, but I take it with a caution. I know what the side effects are, and I know the pros and cons of it, because I've discussed it with my doctor and I've researched my medications. So everyone should know what their health risks are, what their medications they're taking, what the pros and cons of the medication, and the side effects of the medication, to make a judgment call and say, yes, I will partner with my doctor to take this, or no, I will not partner with my doctor to take this. Because at the end of the day, if you stop taking your medication and you go a different route and something happens to you, your family might turn around and want to sue your doctor. Well, did your doctor know that you stopped taking your medication and you went the holistic way? They don't. So it's best to discuss these things with your doctor to come up with a plan, because some of these medications, you need to wean off of them. You can't just stop taking them cold turkey. Your body's already used to taking them, so it's going to be a problem.
Okay, now that he asked that question, I'm going to throw this question of, since you said you're a Christian, what about those Christians that says, the pastor just told me, I went to a revival. The pastor said, whatever medicine I was taking,
so
you need to stop taking it today. And then not only that, and says, God will heal me.
Turn is it?
That's your turn. God will heal me, so I don't need to take those hypertension medicine anymore.
Okay, so let's discuss that. To everyone, he gave many gifts. Some are called to be pastors. Some are called to be evangelists. Some are called. I believe that wisdom comes from the Lord, and that our gifts that we have, they come from the Lord as well. The same God that can heal you is also the same God that gave the doctor his intelligence to be a doctor, that gave the lawyer his intelligence to be a lawyer. Yes, remember, when Jesus healed the lepers, he did not tell them to go to the temple and say, Jesus healed me. He told them to go back and show themselves to the priest, so the priest could deem them clean and healed, and they could go on their way. So the same God who gives utterance to us to speak and say, you're healed, you're delivered, is the same one that also gives the gifts to the doctors to be able to treat us.
Okay.
Because if not, why would we have doctors?
No, I get that. I'm not gonna lie.
Whose turn is it? Mine?
You answered the question very well, I must say, because I'm gonna be honest, I was trying to trick you with that question, because you said that you're a Christian.
I'm a Christian.
And I know a lot of these people, they always saying that, guys, I'm gonna close the game, so I want to make sure that I win again. That's gonna be my third win, so I got 1 point. So,
I got 6.
So that means I won so far 3 times. I hope you guys realize, whoever's watching this show, please remember
to like,
subscribe,
and share.
You sit here repeating it.
How you like?
He's the translator.
Yeah, he's translating for me, right? So,
No,
These are
no,
the
no, no.
things,
In this
hold
new
on.
era, it's called mansplaining, guys. That was mansplaining.
So here's the thing. This is what you can do in terms of preventing hypertension. Sit less. If you're at a job where all you do is you sit, you can get up and stretch and walk around a little bit on your break. If you have a 30-minute break, eat for 15 minutes, walk for 15 minutes.
I gotta ask you that
Oh,
question.
but let me finish. Let me finish
This guy
about
always
prevention,
have.
and then
I
you
gotta
can
ask
me
you
the
that question.
So,
At least he did not say one more question or last question.
So you need to eat more fruits and vegetables, and it's fresh fruits and vegetables, because some of those canned vegetables, some of those frozen vegetables, they have an amount of sodium. More physical activity, lose weight. You asked me a question about what type of exercises one should do. One should do strength building exercises, because don't forget, the body is made up of muscles. On some people, you can't see them because of the amount of weight that they carry around. For real.
What are
That's
you
what
putting
we're
that on
doing.
him for? What are you putting that him for?
More importantly, take your medications if you're on a regimen, and make sure that you schedule your follow-up.
Wow, this dude
Okay.
this dude.
What was your question?
He has one last question.
Now, my question is, did stress
Yes.
contribute to
Oh my gosh.
hypertension?
Okay. So we did not talk about this.
About
all right.
what, stress?
We did not talk about some of the risk factors of hypertension.
All right. So then,
Some of the risk factors are physical inactivity, a diet high in saturated fats, trans fats, low intake of fruits and vegetables. Here we go. Consumption of alcohol
Again.
and tobacco.
My bro,
yeah, sweet will.
and but these are the risk factors that we can fix.
Of
Okay,
course, yeah.
these are the ones that we
Drink
can modify.
less.
The ones that we cannot modify is a family history of hypertension, age over 65, your stress level. So if you're at a job where you're really stressed out, plus you have all these issues,
You need to.
you're at risk.
Okay. Now, Nurse Pat, I have a question. What about those people that have low? No, I'm not talking about kids, dude. What about
blood
those people that have low blood pressure?
Well,
so does that mean they can?
Those people can develop hypertension in the future.
Okay, because I was gonna say, hey, if I have low blood pressure, all these things that these people with high blood pressure can't do, I should be able to do them, right? Like eat salt stuff.
No, because don't forget, this is to prevent. You avoid the salt to prevent. So if we're preventing, okay, and that's what we're doing, so we need to continue preventing so that the blood pressure doesn't go higher. We can't go and say, oh, I have low blood pressure. That's how it will always be. It may change.
Okay, I
So,
see.
from what you said, stress, it's
a big factor.
It's
Big
a huge factor.
So
And-
if you're watching right now, you have your wife at home, you have your kid at home that's stressing you out, tell them, please, I don't want to have a stroke.
Now here's the other thing. One of the things we didn't talk about is high blood pressure in pregnancy.
Yes.
A lot of pregnant women end up with high blood pressure in pregnancy, and it could kill them because they could end up with something called preeclampsia, where they may have to deliver their baby early, and they may even lose their lives. So hypertension, whose turn is it?
That
Mine?
is one reason I always tell men appreciate your wife, because at the end of the day, when they have your kids, their life is on the line.
It
It
is.
used to be even worse back in the days when it was like a 50-50 thing. When a woman get pregnant, they can die during pregnancy. So
Now,
there's a lot of,
at least, but there's
even
there's still other stuff like
Exactly, so-
high blood pressure, you
So
know.
you should appreciate
Absolutely.
appreciate your wife when they have your kids.
That's
and stuff
true,
like that. It's not something. It's
True.
not easy.
So
Yeah,
to everyone watching, there are some warning signs for hypertension. And the warning signs could be a really bad headache, chest pain, dizziness, difficulty breathing, nausea, vomiting, vision changes, blurred vision, anxiety, confusion. Your heart could be beating faster than normal, and you could have a nosebleed. That doesn't mean what I just said to you means you have hypertension. It means those could be warning signs that you should go see your doctor. So don't delay. Schedule your follow-ups. have a frank conversation with the doctor if you have a family history or if you know something might be irregular. Talk to them, and whatever advice they give to you, also research for yourself, but take your medications and schedule your follow-ups.
Okay, now, I think we're probably close to the end. One last question. Not yours, not from you, from me.
Whose turn is it? His?
So, yeah, no, he already played.
It's
That's
a very
you.
wide subject. We need to talk more about that.
I know, but now here's my question here. My question, I know you say all these things. What is the effect of drinking water on high blood pressure?
Drinking water helps because it helps to flush out toxins in your body. And it helps, a lot of times it does help to regulate your blood pressure.
Okay, thank you very much. Nurse Pat, what would be your last word to our audience, to our viewers?
Know your risk, speak to your doctor, schedule your follow-ups. If you're at risk for hypertension, take your medications and know the side effects of those medications.
All right. Thank you, Nurse Pat, for this beautiful topic.
Thanks for having me.
Have a good night.